What's up, YouTube and Kick? It's your boy, King Koopa, URSA, Caesar, Young Caesar, Charlie Kirk. Tonight is, I guess, I don't know if I should consider this stream number one or not, because I'm really just still figuring it out. But like today, um, pretty good day. Worked my main job. Had a good day doing that. Um, and then I also did a decent amount of research, landed on getting some encoding software for streaming, and this is the encoding software that I landed on, um, which, if anybody's familiar with live streaming at all, it's called it is called StreamYard. It's got a cute little mallard duck as its logo. I'm a big fan. Just it's very it's very intuitive. I've never streamed before. Now I'm not an idiot. I know how to, do stuff, or at least figure stuff out. And I was able to, kind of piece it together as I just right after logging in. And I'm very excited about this whole thing. So happy to have anybody. I got to turn off my work calls here. Otherwise, it's going to just keep happening. Give me a moment. Mm. No viewers yet, but that's okay. We're going to have to grow this audience. Just a fact of the matter. All right, so 8x8, we got to go ahead and mute 8x8. Can I just mute it? Mute. Mute 8x8. General. Notifications. Can I just do not disturb? Yeah, that's what I want. Do not disturb. Boom. Perfect. Beautiful. All right, so what's cool about this encoding software, I'm actually able to add a stage and boom. So now we are going to be like reacting to some content. Now it says maximize. Let's go ahead and get rid of this guy. Hide. I don't know if I'm actually, show panels. My scenes, wow. The scene captures everything you add to the stage, allowing you to plan the setup in advance and structure your broadcast like a presentation. Wow. Okay. So, like, I mean, I'm sure that there is a, solid learning curve to this. Hello? Hello? Oh, that's cool. Why? Oh, maybe. So, you know what? Let's just go ahead and let's mute that mic. Test, 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 test. Okay. Let's go ahead and so the other cool thing that I wanted to share, I mean, like, I don't really have anybody on here right now, but if I remove this stage There we go. I moved here to Miami, Florida, in tail end of COVID, April of 22. I moved from California. So California, I mean, just a beautiful state that has gone awry. Mostly politics is what is killing that state. Aside from like a centralized economy that definitely has. Lost a viewer. I had a viewer though. I had a viewer, lost a viewer. That's okay. Um, hmm. What a fucking joke. My thumbnail is so funny. That is so funny. Let's go ahead and share. I don't know who's here, but it's probably somebody that I just sent a link to. Hello, friends. I'm going to be talking here in a moment, just kind of setting stuff up. Maybe that wasn't one of my friends. That was maybe a actual viewer, and if that's the case, that's pretty cool. Oh my gosh, it is you, babe. Hi, babe. I love you. Can you comment? I want to see, or like post something in the chat because I want to see what happens. Because by the way, I sent it to you first, but then I also sent it to Jamie, Casey, Josue. Um, where are you watching it, babe? Do you have the YouTube app? Did you see the thumbnail? Doesn't the thumbnail like so funny? It's like I'm like breaking news or something. Also, that's where the camera is, so I need to. I mean, like this is stream number one. I could put this over here, and then I'm talking at the camera because I'm like watching myself. But I think that I probably yeah, download YouTube. That's smart. But I was just saying, like, I think I should be talking head for the most part. This looks a lot better than doing this, but I have this set as stage two, right? So if I move this over here, I create like Streamception. So I'll probably just set it up to where like I have this over here, and then let's go ahead and remove that, and then we can make all of this stuff. Let's go ahead and minimize everything. I don't want any work stuff getting leaked. Mm-hmm. So if I move all of this stuff over here, and then I minimize it, exit, exit. Okay, so now we can create a new stage. So let's go ahead and just stop screen, at screen share, share screen, entire screen, big screen, boom. And now we have this big long screen, and we can do a bunch of stuff. So now I think it's a little bit better. So basically I am watching myself here, like when I'm like, engaged, like let's call it like main. When I'm engaged on main, I'm talking head. And then if I'm like, say, let's go ahead and do this. Let's go ahead and go, boom, chess, exit that. And now, can I, why? Something wrong with chess. You see that? You see what it says? Babe, can you read this? Okay, so I think maybe doing the whole screen is not the move. So we'll stop the screen share. We'll share the screen. Let's go ahead and create a new window for Google Chrome, and then we can let's. I'm just trying to again test. Why isn't chess working? Oh no, is okay. Good, 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 good. So now I can like just do like React content. So watch. If I go boom, screen share, share screen, it's gonna pull it up, and then not that. No, let's do that. Share. So now when I go here, add stage, now we're watching YouTube. So that's pretty cool. Trump demands Bondi arrest Democrats. Liberals cry fascism. Okay.
When you're a solo business owner, the hard truth is time is never on your side. Between juggling projects, social media, and keeping my clients happy, there was just never enough of it
Do you
left
hear that?
So I hired my first AI employee,
this
and now
ad,
I'm
do you
actually
hear it
living
right
the
now?
freedom I started this business for. First, I hired Alfred to take over my email.
Donald Trump put out a post on Truth Social where he said, Pam Bondi, it's time to arrest these Democrats. And it said Pam Bondi, and then whatever the message.
Oh,
I'll read
sweet.
the full
I'm
thing.
getting
I don't have it
spam. I
memorized.
love that. I'm getting
But many
spam
people
comments.
said, hey, well, wait a minute. Did Trump mean to DM Pam Bondi in order to go and arrest Democrats? But he accidentally published it. Oh, come on. Of course it was meant to be public.
Finally write on chat.
I don't even know if you have DMs on Truth Social, do you? Well, at any rate, the media is losing their mind. Why? Because they're Democrat aligned with the independent.
Awesome, babe. Congrats. Now, question. Can you hear, like, I'm going to press play on Tim Pool right now. I want to know if you can hear it. Ready?
It's saying, imagine if Richard Nixon, quoting Hillary Clinton, who said, imagine if Richard Nixon had just tweeted out the Watergate scandal rather than putting it in secret tapes.
Babe, can you hear it? Here, let's Yes, very loud. Okay. So, we'll play it and then
you actually think Trump made the mistake?
Did that help?
No. This was a shot across the bow at Democrats. Trump was saying, my AG already knows.
Did that make it a little bit more manageable?
This message is intended for you, that we are coming. And in this message, he's basically saying it's time to go and arrest these Democrats who broke the law and did untoward things. Now, on the right, everyone's saying, finally, we've been waiting for this forever. We know that these people were doing illegal things and trying to burn this country to the ground. So when's it going to happen?
Guess
Where are
what?
the arrests? The funny thing is, last week, with the dramatic escalation,
it's still too loud. You can't hear it.
Like, assassination, but the moves made by the Trump administration.
Help me, babe.
Said, at this pace,
help me.
We're going to see arrests by next week. And then the attorneys indicted a
give me your attention
mayor,
for
and I was like, whoa,
5 minutes.
That was over the weekend. I thought it was
you know,
be
responded. It did make it better. Awesome. Okay, that's what I wanted to know.
Big question.
All right, sweet.
These
so
libertarian types and these fake centrists are going, guys, please stop. Don't do it. What are you going to do when the Democrats take power? We're
okay, so with everything that's going on, I literally am forcing myself to actually start doing this. Hold on, what'd you say? I answered your question, LOL. All right. Don't give me attitude. Don't give me attitude on my first stream, babe. Or else. Okay, so with everything that's going on in the world following Charlie Kirk, I literally am forcing myself to actually get into gear when it comes to URSA. I moved to Miami in April of 2022, and ever since, I mean, the whole reason that I moved out here was really, I guess, twofold. For one, I wanted to start my life, and I wanted to fly the coop, so to speak. Number two, it was in the middle of COVID. California was locked down. It was a nightmare. I had to escape that godforsaken state. And I really just kind of put my finger on the map and had, like $4,000 in my bank account to my name, packed in a suitcase, and just made it work. So I mean, I remember thinking at the time, that's kind of what my dad did, and I think a lot of Americans, a lot of their parents had a very similar story, to where they were basically able to just leave their house without any sort of plan, and just go out into the world and make it happen. And that's kind of like a a diet version of the American dream, or maybe like the intro to the American dream. And so part of it was just testing to make sure that, this country is still has opportunity. And the other part of it was I could not bear to, stay in California anymore. So I decided on Miami because at the time, Miami was not Republican, or red or right wing, whatever you want to call it. At the time, Miami was pretty much 50-50. It could have gone either way. And the thing about Miami was whichever way Miami went, whichever way South Florida went, that was the way that Florida went. Florida having 29 electoral votes, I thought that's the state that I need to, get to. And I think Florida now has 31 electoral votes, if I'm not mistaken. Um, so Florida has 30, 30 electoral votes, which is either third or fourth largest. I think it's third. So you have California, Texas, Florida. Um, and California is obviously a far gone conclusion, not just because of corruption, but because there is a shit ton of liberals that vote there, and like everything else in California, it's centralized to Silicon Valley, San Francisco, Los Angeles, pretty much. So I thought that I could actually be useful here in Miami and sway the political leaning of the state in my own way. Obviously, I'm just one person, but um, I wasn't the only one with that idea, and a ton of good young, true Americans decided to move to Florida, and now Florida is like +8 right wing, and that of course is a good thing. And a matter of fact, like Florida is the smartest state in the country. Like this is where things will happen. Um, over the next like decade to 1, 2, 3 decades, this is going to be the state that leads and pushes America forward. And so like I love California, and I plan, with URSA to recapture and liberate the state eventually. But at this moment, we have a lot on our plate already. And um, basically, for the last 3 years, since I moved here, even though when I did move here, I had the intention to start URSA and to, really, really start making an impact. Um, the best laid plans of mice and men often go astray. And when I got here, I basically, I took on a ton of personal um, adventures, let's call them, and I don't want to say lost my way, but I definitely lost sight of my main goal and the reason why that I was so adamant about just like packing up and like basically choosing to move here over the course of a few weeks. And it was a great decision. I'm really happy that I did it, especially now. But um, this last, I mean, honestly, this last like month has been really hard for me personally. But for the last, a little over a week, America has been mourning. And to be to be honest, I've been banned on Twitter, so um, I haven't really been able to voice my opinion about what happened. And so, like, I'm not going to do that right now. But with everything that did happen, I forced myself to actually start doing this, and I'm really glad that I did because I don't think it's as difficult as I thought that it was going to be, and I'm very happy very happy to be doing this. So tonight the stream is not going to be like that big of a deal. I basically just want to um, practice. Like even right now, I feel like I'm droning on and not really saying much of any substance. But like I think that given a week or two of practice, I'll get this down. I'll get down not just how to work everything, but also like what works in terms of like being entertaining when it comes to streaming, and and I have a lot of high hopes. I have a lot of confidence, and maybe that confidence is ill-founded, but I don't think so. I don't think so. So, babe, what's going on with you? Tell me. Please give me a comment. Give me something to like engage with. Hey, got a new viewer. Awesome. What's up? Please introduce yourself in the chat. I'd love to engage with people. Tonight is not going to be like a huge stream, mostly just figuring it out. Not just how things run, but figuring out like how I'm going to do this, moving forward. You're so hungry. My girlfriend says she's so hungry because I'm eating pizza and she's jealous. Babe, you wouldn't like this pizza. Um, it's got pepperoni, it's got the pepperoncinis, it's got onions, but she says I'm gonna make Zeus food now. Awesome. Melissa makes our dog food every night, um, which I think is really cool because imagine just eating kibble every single night. Be very depressing. Please introduce yourself if you're new. Whoever this new viewer is. I understand that I'm not going to be able to constantly, know all my viewers, even though I kind of want to. But please introduce yourself. Put something in the chat. Just say, hey, what's up? Just at least so we can say hi. Um, Tonight, like I said earlier, we're just going to kind of talk about whatever's topical, I guess. This is really cool, by the way. Like, let's go ahead and add this stage. Like, I can switch between tabs like really easy with this. Love this. We can play some chess. I tried to pull it up earlier, it didn't work though. So, no guarantee on the chess. Yeah, it's not even screw with it. Much better to eat chicken every single night. Yeah, that's right. Um, what's the best dog food? So it says the farmer's dog is the first advertisement that comes up. Definitely not going on Reddit. What is the number one best dog food? The farmer's dog is the first sponsored. Dogfoodadvisor.com. The best dog foods. All right. I would have clicked off this video, so I don't blame you. But let's do a better. Let's do there, and then we don't want to just listen to Tim Pool. Look at this! Oh my gosh! Look at this! Look, this fucking. Oh, you see that thumbnail? It's like the worst thumbnail I've ever seen. Hold on. Hold on a second. That's bad. That is a bad thumbnail. I'm gonna have a lot of those now. Currently, I'm banned on Twitter. Otherwise, I would go on Twitter, and do it there. Let's see what's going on in Tim Pool's world. ABC to revive Jimmy Kimmel after terror attack on. I was talking with Alberto about this very thing, dude. Oh my.
Monday.com, the opposite of any work platform we tried in the
Fucking
past. We tried other work management platforms, not naming names. They all suck.
I can't believe it.
He being generous, and he's getting paid $15 million a year. What would motivate a company to?
I have to text. So I'm actually friends with the guy at Disney. So like I am personal friends with an executive at Disney, and I just saw that they're bringing Jimmy Kimmel back. So I had to text him, and I'm saying y'all bringing him back is weak. But whatever. Silly. Silly. Okay, so what's like some good React content? So you're live on YouTube watching a YouTube video. Yeah, babe, that's Reddit is not great. Reddit is not great. And I'm not yes, I am just watching a YouTube video, but it's again, it's not like I'm oh no what? Oh no what? Why Erica forgave. Babe, when you type in comments, try to not be so vague, because I don't know what the hell you're talking about when you say things like that. The Jimmy Kimmel thing, yeah. So, I don't care. I really don't care about Jimmy Kimmel. Like, I was happy that he was taken off the air because he's a fucking faggot. Nobody likes Jimmy Kimmel. The only people that like Jimmy Kimmel are Hollywood executives and people who are in the industry. And then there's like, I guess, sprinkling around America. He gets 1 million viewers on average per episode, and that includes like his digital media viewership. These comments get to you in like 3 business days. Oh, well, yeah, I could show comments on stage. I could do that. Live comments from viewers will appear on screen during your stream. There we go. There we go. There we go. Hmm. Welcome, new viewer. Happy to have you. Window, stream, screen 2. Let's share. Let's add. So what do you guys think about this this screen? So this shows my entire screen, which I like. Also, babe, this is for you. Can you see this? Can you see that, babe? Anyways, I can't be a simp, babe. I got 5 viewers in here, so I can't be a simp and be too cutesy with you. Make me a sandwich. Kind of lost my train of thought, but oh yeah, the screen. So like for what we're doing here tonight. Again, kind of a test stream, kind of not a test stream. Like if this were to pop off, if suddenly I got a couple hundred viewers, I would definitely not be considering it a test stream. But as of right now, the most that I've had is 5. It's okay. This is something that I wanted to show you guys. This is sick. Ready? So I have another way to. We're leaking viewers. We're down to just Melissa. Um, well, bam. Now at least I can show you the. There we go. Sweet. So this is pretty local. So pop right in here. We add, and we're back. And I think that's pretty freaking awesome. Dude, if I was a girl, and I could just be like, I'd get hella views. I would get hella views. Oh, I would love to debate somebody. You know what? That's what I should do. I should try and figure out Also, is there like overlays? Could I do overlays? Yeah, new layout, add item, dynamic camera grid, camera slot, medium slot. I think this is like so awesome though. Oh, that's cool. And I can even just delineate between what's it's me. What does that mean, babe? Babe? Can you explain what that means? You talking about this? What? What's you? What too tiny? Are you talking about this? Are you talking, babe? Are you talking about this right here? Because I don't know what you mean. Welcome, welcome. Please feel free to comment. Would love to engage with you. Considering I'm considering like setting up a Google Voice just for like debates. I would love to get some leftists on here. Yeah, yeah, that would be sick. That'd be sick. Let's just have a conversation, you know? We're not so different. I don't hate you people. Not Trump, who says he hates you people. That was so fucking funny. Too tiny. Babe, is that better? I made it a little bigger. No sound. Oh, really? I don't have any sound? I hear myself. Yeah. Oh, this is actually kind of cool because I can highlight any of your comments and then, you know, unhighlight them. I think this is so cute. You know, I like set up this stream and then I got, you know, like viewers, but my number one fan is my girlfriend and she's the only one who's commented anything. So like that's an at for the rest of you, like comment something so my girlfriend isn't the only one. Media assets, banners, people, host, Coop Mobile. Oh, sweet. I could even invite people. That's so cool. Style, bubble, minimal. I like I like the I like the minimal or the block. Oh, and I can change the colors around? Hell yeah. Let's go ahead and you know what color I'm going for. A nice, beautiful green. Oh, that's what we should do. We should just do stuff for URSA. I'm gonna have to go ahead and hide this for a moment. You know, gotta sign in. Can't have you guys stealing my credentials. Also, media assets, banners, create banner. Use banner to summarize your talking points, display calls to action. It just repeated what I did. That's funny. Okay. Support. It's like, obviously I do have to ask for like donations, so I kind of just got to get over that, right? Yeah. So support. Support the cause. Every. Oh, cool. I like to chat like that. I love that. Support URSA. Scroll pro. Oh yeah, I love that. That's cool. Maybe I should have like different fundraising goals for like specific things, like um, maybe like I don't know. I have to get over it. I have to get over talking about this kind of stuff. Like asking for money is not weird on um, today's day and age. So here is some cool URSA stuff. Um, by the way, this is the slogan. URSA. If we go back here, I'll show you the logo. This is the logo right here. This one. But URSA, and then this is something that I was going to try and do like a crossover with Vue Church, but I don't think that's going to happen. But anywho, URSA stands for Unification, Retribution, Salvation of Americana. The reason why I'm so gung ho about starting URSA is after Charlie Kirk here. I thought Charlie was doing a fantastic job, and honestly, I don't think that there is anybody better suited or who could do it better than Charlie about basically recruiting the nation's youth and making sure that we always have a growing voting bloc. Um, and and he steered them in the direction in such a good way that the people that he was sending our way, they are now staunchly right wing, and they are right wing in an America first mindset. They are not traditional traditional conservatives, they are true Americans, which is a phrase that you'll hear me use a lot. True American is something that, like, in the verbiage of URSA, that will be used a lot, because right now in our country we have Americans that hate our country. Unfortunately, they are still Americans, though. I personally think that if you hate America, and if and by hate America I mean, like, you do things, um, you know say things that are conducive to, like, a leftist mentality. You take on actions that are just very easily defined as, anti-American. If that's the type of person that you are, and like how you see our country, then you probably shouldn't be here, right? And I know that that's a trope. That's what right wingers always say. You can get out of our country, and yeah, you can. You can get out of our country. Um, this is all I needed. Take on more talking for a living. Anywho, back to reality. I don't think that this is the time for this, though. Babe, the text is super tiny. Oh, thank you. Um, yeah. So I'm gonna go ahead and do this. I'm gonna remove this. Let's stop screen sharing. Let's add share screen. See, like, let's see what she notices. See how long it takes here. All right, Mel, I gotta take it off. People are gonna think I'm a simp, so I gotta take it off. I don't even know if you saw it, but anywho, um, see, I can just add a bunch of these tickers. RIP Charlie Kirk. So if I have multiple of these, no, I can only have one. Okay. RIP Charlie Kirk. So let's just, I guess we'll keep that one on there. Media assets, banners, style. So we were kind of, Oh, sweet. Love it. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Let's go back. We'll go banners and we'll go add a banner. Gotta take that off. I'm gonna get canceled, bro. I'm gonna get canceled so fucking fast. It's not even gonna be funny. I can't wait, by the way. 100% guys, Coca-Cola is gonna sponsor me. Coca-Cola is gonna sponsor me. I'm calling my shot now. All right, so we're gonna learn how to set up like some basically what I want to be able to do is put a phone number flashing across the bottom of the screen, and then I want like people to be able to call in so that when I'm talking about whatever I'm talking about, we can engage in some sort of dialogue. That's I think a good way to grow an audience, both for content reasons as well as right now we do need to be having conversations. Um, I'm not grandiose enough or delusional enough to believe that immediately that I'm going to be able to garner a big enough audience to where like I'm having you know huge debates with like people who are like actually relevant in terms of like social media and all that. But this is going to be like a war of attrition that we got to keep doing. My plan in terms of like a streaming schedule is basically to do this every night for like a couple, maybe like an hour or two. When I get home from work or actually just after work. Um, and then on the weekends, I'll definitely stream a lot more. And then also on the weekends, you can expect to see me doing IRL streaming. So like a lot more of the Coop Mobile streaming, and yeah. But right now, I'm gonna work on setting stuff up. Please feel free. I love you too, babe. Please feel free to comment stuff. I'm actually going to leave this ticker on. Um, in the like I said in this like sort of like intro phase here, it is. I did. What does that mean, babe? I did. I don't know what you were like replying to when you said that, but notes. Oh, cool. Blah 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 blah. Okay, so I can just actually write notes for myself. So for debates, for you know, keeping track of whatever's going on, I think that's pretty cool. I always just keep smiling because I think I'm probably gonna get torched for that eventually, like awkward smiling, just because like trying to fill the void. We've been doing this an hour. It's pretty cool. Okay, notes, Canva. Work on URSA merch. Set up call in line. Also, I need to create a new YouTube channel because I don't want to. Like right now, I'm streaming off of like my old YouTube channel. I kind of want to completely disassociate from that one, but yeah, yeah. So set up quote Coop URSA IT URSA YT channel, Rumble channel, Twitch channel, and actually, I mean, it's cool that I can put notes here on the actual on my stream, but mm-mm. Oh, you know what I need to do? I need to completely take. Just curious. Let's see. Screen share. Screen share. Entire screen. I wish, like on the screen share, I mean, like I have this awesome big screen, right? That's great. That's usually a good thing. But the issue is that it's so big and long. It's so big and long that it's too small on this screen right here. So I need to figure that out. I'm thinking that if I move like basically everything off of my laptop screen to this big screen, and then I have that over there. But then the issue is that when I'm watching the stream, I'm not talking head because so basically I guess I just need to train myself to be looking at this laptop, even though my stream is not going to be over there. It's going to be over there. So that's okay. For now, we'll take this off, and we'll just leave it here. Any more commenters? I did see the comment floating. What? What do you mean? What are you trying to say, man? Also, like, I talk for a living, so my voice, like, I kind of lost it because I was screaming last night. I was angry, but and I didn't really. I kind of lost it today at some point, and now I'm continuing to talk. So probably not the best idea. Okay, call in line setup. Set up URSA YouTube channel, Rumble channel, Twitch channel. Nice. Guys, check this out. This is also for URSA. This will be one of, this is just like a little logo or whatever. This will be like a sub block. And actually it's, I mean, like this is like many phases into the future. But this is supposed to be like our intelligence agency, a privatized intelligence agency. And it's called, uh, I mean, it's like URSA's Inquisition. I haven't really come up with a title for it yet, but like its slogan is "We who watch the watchers." So like like that is intended to be, you know, like a check and balance for um, intelligence agencies and stuff. As you can tell, I'm going to be a huge hit with the deep state. They're going to love me. And I haven't even started talking yet either. Background. That's another thing I have to change. Looking for cool wallpapers right now. Just let you know what you guys are missing. Because I can't have that. I don't even want to reference it because God forbid somebody goes back and like tries to cause some bullshit. Hmm. Bro, what? I'm retarded. No, I need a much bigger wallpaper. Like this screen is so fucking big. Oh, cool. No, I don't like it. I hate that I type in Americana for like wallpapers, and it pulls up Taylor Swift. That's the first thing. I just typed in 1930s America or 1930s German aesthetic. Yeah, that art style is so fucking sweet. Um, so fucking. So yeah, Disney let Jimmy Kimmel back in. It's fucking pathetic, huh? I'm so pissed. Actually, I'm not. I really don't give a fuck, but I'm pissed at Alberto. Like, my girlfriend told me she's gonna stop watching the stream, so there goes 33% of our viewership. That's okay. Again, this is just a test stream. Thanks, babe. There you go. That's all I need. Um, hey, welcome to the stream, guys. Well, babe, why'd you put phone is dying? Like, technically speaking, I could like also work. Wonder how that would work out. See, like, cause like what I do is I restructure people's debt. So like I could have people or like I have leads that I could work right now. Um, the only thing that I would be worried about. Oh, Zuzu, my my dog, he doesn't eat unless I come home. So Melissa is lobbying hardcore. Hey, I help streamers grow on Kick with real followers, active subs, and better visibility. New streamers can hit milestones, get verified, and earn too. It's not just the big names. If you're struggling with views, chatters, or subs, I can help you level up. Add me on Discord, Oberis_1. My friend, thank you, but this is day one. And to be honest, I have heard of things like that before. It's very common, like, I'm good. Appreciate you, but thanks for watching. Mm, I just need another wallpaper, like a good wallpaper. Anyways, Zeus, he doesn't eat unless like all of his people are home, and then he's happy and he's like so stoked because we get to go for a walk and he gets to like you know jump and put his paws on me and I play with the flabbiness of his face. So I'm gonna have to go home to Zuzu very very soon here. But yeah, it was a good test stream. Like I said at the start, like if I ended up getting a ton of viewers, then I would count it as a real stream. But technically, I think that this should be a test stream. I'm like just still figuring all this stuff out, and I think it's like really, I'm really, what's the word? Excited. I'm excited about the future of this, um, because like I just didn't expect it to be so intuitive. So it's a pretty cool thing. And as for URSA, like URSA is something that is super necessary. And what I'll say, and something that I kind of held my tongue about today, just because I didn't want to get into it. Um, the Charlie Kirk thing, it was really just so terrible. And Nobody really knows, whether or not they should believe that it was just this kid or if it was this kid at all. I personally am of the opinion that it was that kid, and I don't think that he did it alone. I think that he had a lot of support when it came to planning the assassination of Charlie. I think that I think that if there is any connection to Israel, it's it's something that there's not going to be direct evidence for. And actually the best piece of evidence that I've seen for it being Israel, aside from all the circumstantial dialogue of people saying like, oh, Charlie was scared, and the money, like Bibi Netanyahu wanted to like give him $150 million that Charlie Kirk turned down, and then they were trying to force him to come to Israel to like come and kowtow to them. Aside from all that circumstantial evidence, I think the drones, apparently there is 10 different. I saw that reported, from multiple different reports, by the way. 10 different drones that were, uh, basically orbiting the college campus around the event, and there has been no drone footage released. So if it was people who were privately, operating drones, they have yet to come forward, which I think is super weird. And outside of that, I can easily see, like an intelligence service running an op like that, and then having like this kid, they could have activated him just through Discord. They could have basically like, pretended to be like young leftists, young transgenders, talking a bunch of shit over the course of years. They could have basically built him up. Um, they could have built him up for, a long time. I put that like 20 minutes ago. What? I don't know what you're talking about, babe, but anywho, yeah, so with this Charlie Kirk thing, I'm very concerned about Turning Point USA. I think that it's gained a lot of support because of Charlie's martyrdom. I think that for the most part, those who are left in Turning Point USA in terms of leadership are not necessarily people that we can trust. I think you can trust Erica Kirk. Outside of her, I don't really know many of the people, and Charlie was kind of a cheerleader for Israel. So, the fact that he was questioning things, about Israel, and then suddenly he's dead, is very concerning. And we are in a battle of good and evil. That's what it is. It's not really right versus left. And as somebody who is extremely right wing, and I'm really not hateful at all. So like, I'm sure that they're going to call me hateful, but I'm really not. I'm just honest. As somebody who's really right wing, I don't want to see the left like completely destroyed. I think that, liberals, though they're wrong, like 99% of the time, they do provide a service to the country in being an opposition party. And what I think is basically been happening since the Federal Reserve, since basically Israel clandestinely conquered the United States. I think that they have used the two-party system basically you have political party A, who's in power for 30 years, and then their political fervor sort of runs out. It runs out of steam. Meanwhile, Party B, the entire time that Party A is in power, they end up, slowly garnering more and more support until they reach a moment in which it is a true battleground to determine the future of policy, and eventually Party B will, basically take over, uh, popularity-wise. And when that happens, then Party A becomes the opposition. And I think that since the Federal Reserve was instituted and we went off, the gold standard was up until the 70s, but in the 19 teens, uh, basically we were captured by the World Central Bank, and the World Central Bank just happens to be and belong to who, and they have used the two-party system to pit Americans against Americans and divide us ever since. And there has been, times in, between now and then, then and now, there have been a lot of good times. There's been a lot of bad times, but at the end of the day, what's been happening since 1913 is the slow, build up of America so that they could basically dismantle it and sell it off and end up with political power for themselves, as well as getting more rich. And eventually what's going to happen, just like they use the two-party system to control us, these same people are going to use nation states as political parties in a more complex, but still the exact same game for global control. So like right now, for instance, use that same sort of right-left dichotomy as or with America and China. Like, I think that Israel could definitely, in the future, start, and I've seen a ton of articles about it written by parentheticals, parenthetical people. I have seen a ton of like articles about how Israel should basically divorce the West and start cozying up to China. And we all know what that means. It's not that they cozy up. It's not that they become your friend or your ally. And if, Israel is our greatest ally, that means two different things for us and them. Just like, all the stuff in their Bible versus our Bible. Um, my point is that like it's just good versus evil. I'm on the side of good. I believe in God. I believe in Jesus Christ. I believe in the West. I believe in Europe. I believe in goodness. I believe in peace through strength. I believe that I believe in morality, and what I all those things that I believe in um, have through the years been molded as I became an adult and I became more conscious of exactly what's going on behind the scenes. I was always very sharp when it comes to this stuff. In 8th grade, um, I got in trouble because I wrote, we were supposed to write this. It was like an end of the year report, basically. Like, this is, I think it was English class. Yeah, yeah, it was English class. And, we were supposed to do some sort of report. And I decided to do my report on language and control. And specifically, what I cited was this book that was discovered in the 70s by the CIA called um, Psychopolitics. It was actually like not like a how-to guide, but it was like a textbook that did entail like basically how to topple America. And at that time, the Soviet Union uh, at least internally, even though America was always very wary of them and believed that they were like, straight up a peer, and they really weren't a peer v peer force since, basically the early 60s. From the early 60s onward, America could have mollywomped them, and we actually didn't know that, or we went through like phases of like, not knowing it, and then eventually we started to figure out more and more that like, hey, I don't know if the Soviets are actually that big of a threat to us. And it's not that they weren't actually a threat, it's that their technology and like, all the systems that were in place that they had could not compete with ours. And so anywho, this book, this Russian textbook of psychopolitics, what psychopolitics is basically taking over a country politically via infiltration and coercion. And in that they started, the first step is to capture academia. And so this is something that actually happened. America's collegiate system was infiltrated, by leftists, by communists. And we had this whole era, even in America, in the 50s, called, as the McCarthy era, McCarthyism. And this was about like basically regular Americans having a good sense. They figured out that like, hey, there are communists amongst us, and we need to be terrified of them, and we should probably, do something about it. And it all came to the head with, I can't even remember. I can't remember if he was a lawyer. McCarthyism. Anywho, basically McCarthyism became this like catch-all term for like Americans, taking it too far and being like, spooked of some non-real boogeyman. But it absolutely was real. And McCarthyism is the practice of making public accusations of disloyalty, of subversion, with little or no regard for evidence. So interestingly enough, even though actually, this is very topical. So like with what's going on right now with the assassination of Charlie Kirk, and how a lot of people, not just on the right, but just a ton of people, are really ready to just point the finger at Israel. That in a way is, I could see them basically using the McCarthyism argument. And I mean, to a degree, it is right. We really don't have any hard evidence that Israel was responsible for the death of Charlie Kirk. And personally, I'm not sure if I think that they were directly responsible. Maybe this kid, this Tyler Robinson, maybe he was activated, so to speak, by Israel. Um, you know, and he had no idea that he was talking with like Israeli, Mossad agents, basically. If they're involved, I think it was something like that. But I also think that there is definitely just an element that this was just leftists. This is who they are. This is what they do. They do not, um, want to conform to American ideals whatsoever. And Charlie, he represented perfectly American ideals. He did not want civil war. He did not want to, end up like engaging in a civil war. He didn't want that for us, and that's because Charlie was a good American. He was a good Christian. Um, One sec. I want to see if I can do something. People private chat. No. Okay. What did I do? Okay. So anyways, I'm very sad. I still cry about it. Not every day anymore, but like for like, 3-4 days afterwards. Every day I cried. Maybe a week after, honestly, if I'm being real. It's a terrible thing that happened, and I've said this, privately a ton with a lot of people who are, you know, obviously plugged into what's going on. Charlie was the greatest living American. Nobody else represented America, in my opinion, better than Charlie. He was going to be the president. He would have been a great president. He was a great man. He was a great father. He was a great leader. He was a great businessman. He was great, pretty much everything that he did. All of this stuff has been said more eloquently by other people, by the way, but he was only on this earth for 31 years. He accomplished so much in that time. And I'm so proud of him, and I'm so happy that he was here, because he's if I could pick any one person who was responsible for Trump winning back the White House and having the greatest political comeback ever, it was Charlie Kirk. He was the one who was organizing, like the actual boots on the ground in Pennsylvania, in all the swing states for that matter. He was the one who, saw the demand, not just the demand, but the need, the dire need. He 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 was such a good person too. And he didn't just save us politically, he saved us spiritually. He showed us that, you know, you can turn the other cheek. He showed us what true power was. I mean, after he died, I mean, like so many of these disgusting little people who were celebrating his death, and they're still celebrating it. And I would love to have these people on a debate. Matter of fact, you know what I would really love to do? I would love to throw some event to where it's like a debate slash boxing match, so that we could actually see like aggression get taken out, this pent up rage that everybody has. Let it be expressed in a way that, obviously there's some violence to that, but it's not like true violence. It's not like people are going to, like, die, because that's the alternative, guys. We're going to end up in a situation where too many people stop talking. Too many people basically have so much pent up anger and hatred for each other that they end up slaughtering each other in the streets. And I know that because I am one. I am one of those people. There's that thing going around. It's like, I am Charlie Kirk, and it's like, yeah, but both sides are both of these people. And I've heard like this sort of narrative that, like, and this is coming from the right, by the way. This isn't really a leftist narrative that I'm about to say, that basically, like, Tyler Robinson, he's a victim too. And there is like an element of truth to that, in the sense that, like, and I had like it's almost like a very deep gut reaction about that. And it's not that I have any sort of empathy or sympathy for that Tyler Robinson guy. It's that could have been any one of us. Like, all it takes is you to be, moldable at one point and susceptible to these, really, really awful, evil ideas. We are not perfect. We are all sinners. We are all the same. And I am at least honest about that, and will recognize that all it takes is you to be susceptible at a key moment. And in that moment, you can basically end up down a road where there's no return. And that's what happened to Tyler Robinson. So there is, like, I don't want to call him a victim, because he is an evil bastard for what he did. He is. But there is a certain element to what happened, to Tyler Robinson that is tragic. And so, like, watching Erica Kirk yesterday cry and look up and really pause and I even saw some people say like, oh, hashtag scripted. It's like, fuck you. Nobody could script that. Nobody wants to script that. But watching Erica Kirk pause and look up and force herself to forgive that kid, that's powerful. The fact that Charlie Kirk is dead and he's still having so much impact, and he's going to continue to have so much impact, that's powerful. And I know it's so cliche and silly to say, but it's just like when Obi-Wan lets Darth Vader strike him down. Strike me down, Darth, and I will become more powerful than you can ever imagine. More leftists have lost their job in the last week because of Charlie Kirk than in the last 10 years. And by the way, it's not cancel culture either. I know that none of you people, because I think it's only my friends in the chat right now, but believe that. But those people who are celebratory of such a tragedy, they should be on a list. They should be deported. If Obama, and I hate Obama, and I think that he's an evil bastard. I think he's way more evil than he gets credit for, even from the right. Even if Obama got shot, I would not be thrilled. I would not be happy, especially if he got shot in front of his husband. Do you guys see the video of like all those high schoolers? I know, Jamie, I think you're in the chat. I showed you, but like, let me show you this video. I guess I can find it on Twitter. X.com is blocked. That's stupid. I think I'll be able to add this. Hold on. Can't figure it out right now. But there's this video going around, and it's like a bunch of high school, like an entire high school, like at a football game, and they're throwing up the Roman salute, bro. They're throwing it up. I sent it to Jamie, and Jamie was like, "What is happening?" And I mean, it's crazy. It is absolutely nuts. Look, I don't know if you can see that, but that is an entire high school stand. they're like doing that thing where everybody, it's a video obviously, but everybody's like, not moving, and they're all doing the Roman salute, and then also the time is ticking on the clock, and it's 4:20. I thought that was a funny detail. I don't know if this is like scripted or obviously it's scripted, but I don't know if this is like something that actually just happened and they all decided like, hey, let's do this, or if they like got that many people together to do the Roman salute. That's crazy. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. By the way, I don't think the Roman salute is a bad thing. Um, like, I think that Nazism is bad because it's socialist. It's national socialist. I think nationalism is good. I think socialism is bad. I think the Roman salute, if you mean it in the Nazi way, is bad. I think the Roman salute, if you mean it in the pre-1940s American way, is good. Americans used to throw up the Roman salute when they pledged allegiance to the flag. That was it. Where did we get that? Rome. It's the Roman salute. We got that from from history. It's got a historical meaning. It's very important. We are Rome. Rome never died. Rome is the republic. The republic under God after Jesus died. Jesus Jesus conquered Rome as Scripture prophesied that he would, and he did it through martyrdom. He did it just like how Charlie's power is emanating past the grave. And by the way, I'm not saying that Charlie Kirk is Jesus at all. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that just like you have all these leftists that are losing their jobs, and stuff is like happening as a reaction to what happened to Charlie Kirk. That power is so real that it can move mountains post him doing anything, because technically he's dead. And just like that, I mean, Jesus, when he was put up on the cross and he died, he put something in motion. And obviously, he has the most spiritual clout ever. But when Jesus died, he conquered the Roman Empire from the grave, and not even from the grave, because he was in the grave for 3 days. He rose from the grave, and then he was ascendant. But he was able to conquer the Roman Empire, and it took a long time, and it took more martyrdom. It took a lot of Christians dying before like that battle was actually won. But when that battle was actually won, and Rome became basically the ultimate institution of Christendom, then the Roman Republic became the republic under God. And that is something that you will see me cite over and over in URSA. You'll see me use that as part of the verbiage. And then something else that I think is topical for right now, just in this little monologue that I'm on. One of URSA's slogans that you'll hear me repeat over and over is "The end is never." And "The end is never" is a very interesting literary device, because if you just keep repeating "the end is never, the end is never, the end, the end is never the end, the end is never the end," it becomes a circular, infinite sentence. The end is never, the end is never, the end is never, the end is never the end. The end is never the end, is never the end, is never the end, is never the end. Good night. Um, and I think that's topical as well. And I think that just kind of like how Charlie's organization was named Turning Point USA, and it was like this beautifully artistic and symbolic and important slogan, uh, Turning Point. So what happened? Charlie's death became America's turning point. All of these things are words of power, and they mean a lot. And they don't just mean a lot to humans; they mean a lot objectively, like universally. And it's like meaning, just even unpacking meaning. It is interesting to basically determine whether or not um, that meaning is something that humans define, or if humans just discover meaning. But anywho, I'm kind of getting a little esoteric. I'm getting a little woo woo. So I am actually, the other thing is Melissa is really wanting me to come home. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to pack up. I'm not going to end the stream though. I am going to pack up. I'm going to switch my stream to Coop Mobile. I'm going to go IRL stream mode and go from there. So, hey, remember, the end is never the end. Um, I appreciate my friends for staying on and supporting me and just keeping a tab open so that my live counter is not at 0. This is again just like the first stream. It's going to get a lot better, and I'm going to. I'm really excited about this, and I really feel good about it. Sometimes you just know something's going to work, and this is honestly, one of the first things that I've been excited about in a long time. And I guess I have Charlie Kirk to thank for it, because he, dying, the fact that he's no longer with us is the reason why I'm doing this. So he forever will mean everything to me, not just for what he did, but just for being. Say a prayer for Charlie. Dear Lord, America needs you. America is in an uncertain, tumultuous time with what has happened over these last few years, and honestly over the last 30 years, and for what's happened over the last couple weeks. America needs your guidance, and it needs the Holy Spirit to guide all of us. We're all in need of that. We're all in need of your active, conscious. Charlie, I just want to say thank you for everything. I'm so grateful. And I never even met you, but I'm just grateful that you were able to reach out and touch me, as well as so many people. You've started something that seems to have unlimited potential, and I think that will finally bring some true good and a true Pax Americana. Though the road ahead of us might be dark, and it might have many twists, turns, roadblocks, and other treacheries, I know that having faith in you and allowing your will to be done will lead us to ultimate victory over the enemy, which is darkness and evil. And though darkness and evil has gotten its licks in, ultimately, even it is of your design and therefore cannot win. Rest in peace to Charlie. Please, Lord, guide over his family. Please help his two little kids, understand, and please let them not be, so lonely. I'm sure that they already miss their dad so much, and please allow them to feel his presence, and please allow us all to feel his presence. In the name of the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit, amen. Guys, I'm switching to Coop Mobile. God bless you all, and good night. Isn't that so cool how I can just transition between those two, and now I'm on a mobile live stream? That's so sick. Test, test. First person to donate to my Cash App, I'm gonna send you gummy bears. You know what, guys? I'm actually just gonna end the stream, but Yeah, it was a really cool time. I love y'all. Thanks for watching. Thanks for supporting me. God bless. And I will see you tomorrow.